I've had more people request them, and it's about that time anyways, and I get it. They're neat. So let's hit triceps. I don't know about you, but sometimes I can wake up bright and early, no problem. Other times, 2:45 kicks me right in the dick. So this is another one of those cases. We're gonna take that guy's horrible shit form from the gym, the one you don't even wanna stand next to, just in case he accidentally kills himself and you get blamed for not helping him. Take that, make a couple tweaks to it, and really make it a great exercise. Specifically what I'm talking about is doing single arm rope extensions, but doing them a little bit more dynamic than usual. So one of my favorite exercises is really break it down into two parts. So you have that initial engagement of that long head and then an extension flex over top. Now, once you feel comfortable with that, we're gonna get it a little bit more fluid and turn it into one single motion. And the benefit to these is you get that same great connection and contraction you do by slowing it down, breaking it into two parts, but now you get to overload it and really throw some weight around. A couple quick things to help you get more out of it. So that first part of the motion should be back towards your body. It never fails when I show somebody this. They keep their arm in a fixed position for some reason as they get tired, and they just start jamming it down. So make sure you're pulling it back in and then flexing down. The second thing is make sure you're not trying to lock it all the way out. Your goal with that second part of the motion is really after you've pulled it in, just get that to fire even a little bit more and then extension style motion, and then go back up. Oh, come on. Next up, we got lying skull crushers. And because that last exercise was so awful, let's take a similar concept and use it here. Because normally I like to get at a 45-degree angle with those elbows and really work against gravity. Now what we're gonna do is we still end up in that same position, but we're gonna actively stretch those elbows back at the top. And again, create one fluid motion. That way we can move a little bit more weight around and really engage that tricep even more. One thing to know here, if you're not getting the engagement you want of that tricep on this set, then just break it down into two motions for a while, because this is like a pullover as you're coming over, but if you're consciously trying to flex that tricep to pull you up, you're gonna get more engagement out of it. And when I say a while, I mean maybe even just the first set, break it down into two motions, and by that point you should be so connected to it that you can be a little bit more dynamic after that. All right, so we're finishing up with dips off the bench, because for me, this is one of the most underrated tricep exercises if you do them correctly. And what I mean by that is leveraging how you position your body to make it harder for those triceps to work, because I've seen a lot of people throw 3 plates on their body, no spotter, because then they have to dump it at the end of it and crash the weights down on the floor, but just crank out these awful short reps where they're tucked forward and their shoulders are doing all the work. That's not what we're doing here. So the difference in feeling here is before you're driving up and down, now I want you to feel like your triceps are pulling you up and back. And the way we're gonna do that is actually set up like a normal dip as you're coming down, but as you come up, lean back with those hips and then shift all that pressure onto your triceps. And if you do these correctly, you shouldn't need any weight. So as always, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment of the video you want me to do next, and get after it, get growing. I'll talk to you soon.